Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
So the code language conversation. The code language conversation today is about outlets. Having an outlet. You know how I always start off the code language? We're going to go to the book definition of it. So the definition of an outlet. All right, so an outlet is the third definition. A means of expressing one's talents, energy, or emotions. I'll read that again. Outlet, a means of expressing one's talents, energy, or emotions. So the reason why this code language is going to be important is because, oh, hold on. Did we have a question come in? Hold on. Oh, we got comments. Hold on real quick. Perception versus reality. Men shouldn't vent to their women. That kind of ties in with the code language. So he said, perception versus reality, men shouldn't vent to their women, is what Cortez said. Shout out to Cortez in the chat again. In the code language, we're talking about outlets today, which is actually a part of the conversation, right? So in the definition where it says a means of expressing one's talents, energy, or emotions, it's very important that people understand what outlets are beneficial to them and what outlets could actually do more harm than good, right? So with that being said, like a place to express one's talents, I think is always a beneficial outlet in regards to, let's say you're gifted at sports, right? And you're going through a lot in life and you just feel free at home and you feel at peace when you can go and play this sport that you're super gifted at, whether it be soccer, basketball. And it may not be where you have a game. You might just go train really, really hard. And that gives you the release and the relief that you're looking for. You know what I mean? I think that's a beautiful outlet to have in regards to expressing one's talents. Also, if you have a musical talent, if you play an instrument, you see some people that kind of let their spirit, their emotions, their energy just glide across the strings of the guitar or come out through the tube of the saxophone or whatever the case may be. So those outlets are all positive, productive, potentially profitable, right? But then like Cortez spoke about, he said men shouldn't vent to their women. Let's talk about the outlets that are people, right? Confidants, because I don't believe in confidants. Human confidants, I don't believe in. I believe your confidant should be God or your pet if you got an animal. So I don't think you should, here's the whole thing about a confidant. What is it exactly that you're venting about? What is it exactly that you're sharing? So my rule of thumb is if I wouldn't post it on social media, I'm probably not going to tell you. Whoever you is, I don't care who watching this, you. If I wouldn't share it on social media, I'm probably not going to tell you. It's probably a list of like 2 people. Other than that, I'm not telling you. So, yeah, I don't believe in confidants. I believe that confidential information, you see how confidant and confidential are so closely rooted. I believe that confidential information is not to be shared. Once you share it, it's no longer confidential. Raise your hand if you know more than 5 people that could keep a secret. My hand is down. If you know more than 5 people that could keep a secret. Most people can't hold water. This how I go. Hey, don't tell nobody, just keep this between me and you, but woo, 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 woo. Get off the phone or leave the personal interaction. Boom. They go talk to their other super close homie or their girlfriend, or if it's a woman you talk to, their guy friend or they home girl or whatever, right? They go talk to their other close buddy person in their life, whoever that may be. Yeah, I was talking to Classic earlier. Yeah, he was telling me, and then they start talking about your business. That's how that shit go in real life. Now, y'all could talk about the fantasy world where you tell your confidant some shit, like even dudes, since we talking about outlets, y'all. We talking about outlets. I'm talking about an outlet that may or may not be productive. We talked about expressing yourself through your talents and how that's productive. Now we talking about expressing yourself to people. Depending on what it is that you need to express and what it is that you need to get out. If it's something that's confidential, close to the chest, private, etc., I wouldn't share it with a human. Call me hurt, call me scorned, just call me. But shit, I wouldn't share it with no fucking person. People love to talk about people's business. Look at my channel, see if y'all find some shit about Diddy on my channel. I don't care. The only reason why I'm posting about Tory Lanez is because that's a black man being getting served a horrible injustice. We gonna cover that. But Diddy being a freakazoid, we're not covering that shit over here, man. This ain't no gossip channel. This is a sociology channel. We fixing shit over here. But let's have a real conversation about whether or not confidants are real. I wouldn't talk to a person because they're going to talk about your business to whoever the next closest motherfucker to them is 9 times out of 10. Dudes, y'all ain't safe either. You tell your homeboy and your homeboy got a wife, he'll talk to his wife about your business. Shout out to Mr. McBride, the other half of the Correct Me If I'm Wrong podcast. I posted that on one of my timelines or stories on one of these platforms one day, and he jumped on the comments and was like, absolutely, I'm telling my wife. Don't tell me if you don't want my wife to know. I talk to my wife about everything. So yeah, if you tell me your business, it's probably gonna come up in me and my wife conversations. He was open about the shit. And he's just the one that's open about it, but everybody's doing it. These niggas be pillow talking to their girls. Your homeboys is yipping too. So ain't no confidence. I wouldn't use a human as my outlet because that shit could get worse for you. So and then another outlet is said expressing a way of expressing your energy. That's another outlet that I want to talk to y'all about. The art of yoga and meditation. That's another way to release and relieve yourself of whatever pressures or anything that you need. You just may want to lift. You may be feeling fine and you just want to lift. You want some euphoria right quick. But yoga, meditation, and breathing exercises, all of those things help. And they coincide too. You can meditate through yoga and do breathing at the same time. So, or you can do them individually. You could just be driving in your car and just do your breathing techniques while you're driving. So these are things you can do consciously, subconsciously, but tapping into them and using them, weaponizing them as stress relievers, balancers, all of these things is very important to understand it. That would be a productive way to go about having an outlet. But I think the way that is least productive is the way that people in general use the most. A lot of times when people having a rough day, they call somebody and talk to somebody about it. Or they go home if they live at home with somebody and they talk to whoever at home about it. Or whatever the case. And they pass the energy instead of releasing the energy out and just pushing that shit out, they'll pass that shit. Somebody will call me and unload on me. Now I'm a little fucked up. And I ain't even want to hear it if we being real. Y'all know on my channel, I got introvert content, isolation content, stay away from niggas content. Hey, listen, this is as social as I'm trying to be with you niggas. Yeah. I know what's outside. That's why I don't be out there. Yeah. And when I go outside, I leave the country. This is a low vibrational place because the sheep are being shepherded by the wicked. Y'all take that and do what y'all want with it. The percentage of motherfuckers that's enlightened like me is too low for me to be outside. And when I want to be around people, I leave the country and go somewhere where the frequency is higher. That makes sense to y'all? That's why I don't kick it. I vacation. You're not catching me at the bar on the weekend, but you might catch me in Barbados. I'm just talking. Real shit. So, yeah, and I like it like that. I really do. But yeah, man, I think that having outlets, healthy outlets is very important. And just understanding which ones are not going to serve you is equally as important. But that's all I got for the code language conversation, man. I hope y'all take that and use it and weaponize it and make it something that's beneficial to you and incorporate it into your code cracking as you try to elevate yourself in whatever sections and compartments in life that you're working on. For sure.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Harden my heart and now harden the flow. They don't know me for real.